Hi, hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Creative IAS. It's me, Mohammed Abjal, the Faculty of History. Today, I'm coming with a new video on the preparation of history for CS examinations 2026-27. In today's video, we are going to see the trends of CS examinations, and we are going to learn how to prepare history, which is a very much misunderstood subjects by all the aspirants in the markets. This is a subject which is remarkably important for CS preparation. High subject ase akoi civil service preparation ki damakta yamna maru oiba subject amani haina akoi lobi ai. Mamang ki previous year trends analyze tauba taragadi remarkably sigis history hariba subjects hai prelims amasung mains exam da magi contribution yamna wang hai. Atopa misunderstood oiba problem amana karino hai consider da sigis subjects hai karamba subject no hai taragadi as much as equina prepared tauriba makhe we cannot possibly hit to the right answer. Right answer the hit over the waba haitare yamna di paba tabu right answer the hit over waba subject amasu when it actually comes with art and culture, ancient and medieval parts. But we can make it out for modern Indian history that the akoina dum score tobada thoidongna kari haitare lubo ite ngasi ki video sidai da akoina naina doi si kari no on haitare what we are going to do in this video is that based on the last 10 to 12 years ki trends yengba matamda sigi history hariba subject sina CS की preparations दाइदा कैम यामना contribute तोगे मागी role करीनो मासी prepare तोदा तारगदी एकोई civil service से तुम still okay होई ब्रा नत्रगना मासी एकोई ना prepare तोदना अतुम थंबा मतमदा एकोई की prelims and mains की preparation दा अकाई बोई गदरा सीनीगा अदुगा सिगी subject सिगी mayamna khanariba myths mayam haitare exam see it's a subject based on the factuals darkar leiba subject ni then we need to get it remembered again and again masigi myths chumibra lalibra tasengna UPSC ki exam na hairiba subjects deida so khangibra natragana tactics of remembers darkar leibra karino bas UPSC na अखोइदगी पामिस सिगी preparation sida UPSC na अखोइदगी पामिस करिनो हाइबसे this is also a myth this sisu tangai vedana khangdaba yadraba amo oigeneba anobe experiencing gi haitare ko adoi tardi ngasi ki videos da khoina todoi si karino haitaragadi matau karam na sigi subject se yam line with good process plan program study planning tauraga akoina sigi misunderstood oiraba remarkably highly question exam da la aba subjects hai kamaine handle taugadage haise ngasi ki video sidaida akoi naina gani aduna yangbiriba fellow beloved students amasung new aspirants makaina video si loibu phoba I hope you'll watch the video till the end so that you get to know a little bit about how we can make the preparation, what can be the plan and strategy, what should be the approach, what is the demand of the exam. Come on, let's get started. Today's video ngasi ki video sida akoina purakli ba topic se karino hai taragadi UPSC prelims and Mains trains for ancient, medieval, art and culture and modern haibaniko. Akoina tawdoi si karino hai taragadi based on the previous pick over the 10 years ki sahi gi questions analyze tawraba matungda study tawraba matungda as a faculty of history. How do I feel? Aina matam aina kari feel tawge. What is my plan for the future students? Lakadova anoba students makai, lakadova anoba aspirants makai gi sige mayamna underrated subject or misunderstood subjects se matau karam handle tawgani, tackle tawgani haibase, and I am going to disclose the answers. Now, according to previous years ki question yengba taragati, last 10 years ki question yengba taragati, what I can feel or what we can see, akoina kari understand tauge hai taragati. Pretty good numbers of questions, junk numbers of questions are coming. Kadai dagi no ba aikoigi prelims amasung mains ta good number of questions lakadoi se kadai dai no hai taragati. If last 10 years or last 10-12 years naina taragati, what we can find? We can find various questions, question distribution roughly around 114 questions hangi haina lorasi sidagi kari toba. Most probably this is the data somewhere around 2015. This is the data for 2015 to somewhere 2024 ki data aniko. This is the data. Siki data analysis the koina phangbang ami karino on hai taragadi 29 questions were asked from the ancient Indian history. Then some good numbers of questions were asked from the medieval Indian history. And we also get to know good numbers of questions are asked from art and culture. And also we get to know good numbers of questions are also asked from modern Indian history. When we come with the most misunderstood section of history, that is CS paper, akoina khwaidagi jang of question hangbase kadai no hai taragadi ancient Indian history, medieval Indian history, art and culture. Art and culture is one area where khwaidagi maximum number of questions exams in demand tobase last previous 10 years ki previous analysis toba matamda trend nainaba matamda khwaidagi akoina cost benefit analysis toba matamda akoida cost benefit oidoise art and culture part oidoine, because almost if I take the questions of 10 questions low taragadi, that is 6 questions would be from art and culture, the 6 questions lak pagi train leave. Then 2 questions may be from ancient and 2 questions may be from medieval. Yan tariko me ado itaragadi akoi ki model of preparations leda akoi na karamba jaga da focus tawgadage hai taragadi art and culture plus ancient Indian history se. This is one area where we need to focus for the exam. Exam siki akoina focus tauge hai taragadi art and culture plus ancient Indian history se akoi focus tawda ka legini. Now last 10 years ki question train nainaraba matungda what I get to know is that mayamna khangbi gado se karino hai taragadi this maximum junk of question from art and culture, ancient art and culture the bagi oishuno, ancient the gibus oishuno, this maximum junk of questions se kadai the gila ke hai taragadi not from all the topics pull up the gilak but natte. You'll not believe me. Aina hai sina koi thazar. You'll not believe me that this major junk of questions, I should say, this 50 plus 25 means I should say that 75% of the question that were asked in the prelims from ancient art and culture is from limited topic. Guys, from limited topic. I should say 80% of the questions are from limited few topics. Ado itaragati akoina hanadiki misunderstood tauba. History preparation is going to be very tough for CS exam. CS exam si history preparation se tough oigani haina khanbado kai toba yani we can get it down. Akoi ki syllabus akoi ki topic se ki toba yani trim toba yani cut down table yani, and we can make it to the pipeline the purpose yani ko. That is, what are the most important topics that we can understand? What are the most important topic that we can understand? Karam topics naina taragadi akoina exam sigi prepared to be agani. When we come to ancient Indian history, sarna hairaba ancient Indian history the lakpataraba. See, previous year's question Mamang the hangiba question se when it get to ancient Indian history the lakpataraga shu that I have already told you, we can make a very middle part preparation. Middle part preparation that I have already told you, this is a subject. As much as we study, we cannot hit it right to the questions. This is one area, this is a kind of subject. Are you getting? This is a kind of subject. So much so, if we have to read, we cannot hit to the right. We cannot hit it right to the answer. We need a better way of preparation. We need a very smart way of preparation. What we can do? We can follow a middle part. Madhyamika haibado. Buddhism ki concept. Lord Buddha ki madhya part. We can make it in the middle part. Now, if we neglect Tautaraba, Akoina, sir, I ancient Indian history is paroige. Should I skip? Hi Taraba. No, we cannot skip. Skip Tobudi Aroeba. Because if we neglect this part, okay, we may be in the chance of getting fail in the prelims exam. Prelims exam, get in truth Taubugi chances to list down Tarokaniba. Because Karino Haikanda, this is a subject in which UPSC is remarkably asking the questions every year. And the trend of questions, if we see the trend of question asked in the previous year, the number of questions is increasing. If we analyze the trend, the question is getting more with the coming years. That was the trend. Although itaradi, we cannot ignore these subjects. Although itaradi, yamna pada aragasu, we cannot get it right. Pada aragasu, okay, we'll be having a chances to make it out of the prelims. Although itaradi, what is the only condition we need to apply? Although itaradi, akoi tangai fatana akoi karino ba tobutarisi. Although itaradi, what we can do is we can follow the middle part. I guess a high grade. 80% of the questions are asked from some specific topics. Now, if we find out which topics are important, which topics would be most beneficial in the journey of preparation, still we can be the best. We can be the best while we are in the exam, right? Some of the topics were always, when we get to the previous year question, what I can find out is that these are the topics in which UPSC is always targeting the questions for every year. That is, I should say, Indus Valley civilization is one topic which is very important for us. For the preparation, every year there will be at least 1 or 2 questions. In the 2026, there is question. 2025, there is questions. 2024, there is questions. Means without the questions from IVC, CS is not fulfilling their demands. Okay. The next other topic which UPSC always wanted to ask question is that it's from the Mauryan Empire. Mauryan Empire. That start from 321 to 185 BC. Okay? And this started by the Chandragupta Maurya, then followed by Bindusar, then followed by Ashok. And one very good chunk of questions hung from Mahayohai one area where good chunk of questions are asked hung from Mahayohai this Ashok. In the Ashoks, what we can do is if we study thoroughly the Ashokan major rock edicts, if we study thoroughly the stupas of Ashok, if we study thoroughly the pillars of Ashok, if we study the coinage of Ashok, if we study the sources of Ashok, if we study the sources of Ashok, if we study the administration of Ashok, he will take up the last 10 to 12 years questions. If you master this area, like sources, like edicts, like stupa, like pillar, right, like coinage and administration, you are done with. Mamang the last 15 years or 10 years the hangiba question mayam do almost done away tawayani sina solve tawayani. If we follow the right path, preparation ki journey is the right way of preparation, the right approach, the right guidance, the right sources, the right personal notes, comprehensive notes easily you can tackle the questions that are asked from the Mauryan Empire. In the same way, if I have to come up, and this Gupta Empire is also one area where good numbers of questions are asked. Gupta gi zagas data question last 10 to 15 years data as per my analysis or what you'll see in the question is that question will be asked based on literature. The question are asked based on literature. Say, if I say Davasha, if I say Susruk, if I say Amar Simha, if I say Dhanavantri, if I say Kalidas, these are major poets at the court of Chandragupta II, which UPSC always targeted asking the questions in the prelims and in the main stages of examinations. Mains ki stages, literature is going to play a very big role in the main stages of examinations, and again in the prelims also literature will play a very big role. Okay. Gupta we can focus on literature. We can focus on temple architecture. Temple architecture. And when we comes to mains on this topic, temple architecture is one such a question that UPSC always wanted to ask in every alternate years. Every alternate years the UPSC na hangning ba adugumba question ama hai taragadi temple architecture sisu amaneba. It's a very nice question UPSC wanted to ask is on the temple architecture. Aduna pre-com mains animaki stages ta important oiba topic ama hai taragadi literature and temple is also another topics which is going to be very significant if you prepare it thoroughly. Then another young number of questions where UPSC wanted to ask is the important sites, places and sites, the important places and site, without which UPSC never come up with the prelims questions. Always there will be important sites in UPSC questions if you follow the trend for the last 10 to 15 years. Last 10-15 years, you'll get to know that UPSC always wanted and always emphasize to ask questions on the major sites, maybe for history, maybe for geography. That's why this plays and sites will play a very significant role in our journey in the stages of prelims and mains. In the mains, what this will help you is, you'll help you lot, it will help you lot in the presentation of your answers. When you know the sites, when you know the understanding of the sites, when you can apply what is the significance of the site, your answer would be that much significant, okay, and it will be very much scoring in the mains stages of examinations. These are a few things that we can get to know. We have to keep in mind while we are preparing for this CS prelims examinations. See, if we talk about the sources, see, sidiki so koina idea amalo bi ko from the sources itself. Sidiki so koina take ama to bayani idea amalo bayani. Sir, kari idea lo bayani. See, ay nga sa haibado. 80% of the questions in ancient medieval art and culture are focused on few topics. Few topics the katang nativa focus to risiko. They are also focused their sources from static part, mainly from the static part of the sources. Static part of the sources means what? See the train basic books. If you are going to study thoroughly the following topics from standard books like NCERT Old and NCERT New of class 11, okay, almost all the questions, okay, you'll be ready to answer in the examinations. Means you are not required to go through various sources. You are not required to go to various sources. You can limit your sources into some few NCERT Old and New books. Are you getting? Yantariko. If we see the trend of the last previous years, what we get to know is that there are some specific topic where always UPSC is asking questions in the prelims stages of examinations. And further, what we get to know is that the sources they ask is also from static part of our preparation. The static part will never get it changed. I go in the same griba concise comprehend or isagi personal notes to Pajana concise or in a comprehend or in the same taragadi, still it can work well in this preliminary stages of examinations. Our sources should be very clear and the topic should be very clear. The notes should be very concise and comprehensive if you want to get through the preliminary stages of examinations scoring from the subject of history. What we can do here is that art and culture is going to play a very big role. Karino hai taragati. Ancient medieval art and culture ki totality the lobo matam da 60% of the question is going to be asked from art and culture. 20 is from ancient, maybe like 20 is from medieval. I should say 5 question is from art and culture, 2.5 and 2.5 is from ancient and medieval. This is the trend. Siniko trends hai. Ado itadi kari haiba 3:1 5 talobu matam dadi kidorani question ahumama art and culture the hangani, then question ama ancient, question ama medieval. If we get it to 5 questions in the prelims, if we see the trend, 3 are asked from art and culture, 1 is from ancient and 1 is from kadaidagi medieval. That would be the trend. Amuka, if we get it defined, amuka art and culture se sir lubra na hai taragadi lubra hai tardi. Yes, this was also misunderstood by all the aspirants. Aspirant makaina kedoba misunderstood toba section ama hayo hai taragade. This is also a misunderstood section of the preparation. Karino hai tari sir. yam kanna lubra hai taragadi yes lui okay question tara hangba matamda question ahum ama mari amadi khumba ngamgande we are not in the chance of answering 3 to 4 questions out of 10 10 hangba matamda 3 ama 4 amadi unatim question adum oigalli because the level of question is in such a manner that 3-4 question misses out okay but still we can answer 5-6 out of 10 10 hangba matamda 5-6 still we can make it through akoina tawba yagadoba leibani na kidarani siso akoina prepare tawdana hundokpadi yararoi amukka khangi akoina art and culture ki train ama hayo hai taragadi in the last few previous years the hayo hai taradi the number of question is increasing the number of question is increasing UPSC always demanding good numbers of questions from art and culture section dagi aduna akoina prepare tawdana thadom taragadi okay kari hai tare there will be a chances of not getting through the prelims exam da changbagi chance mangdoineba paramdana thamam taragadi see prelims thing atang to say forget about the prelims when we talk about mains sir mains ki contribution karino art and culture da hai taragadi see 2 to 3 questions is your short questions neighbor when it comes to second stages of this year's examination that is our mains stages papers is one the magi contribution art and culture ki contribution kari hoigani if you see the last 15 years questions ki train naina taragadi you will be at least getting 2 to 3 questions not less than 2 not less than 2 100 ki 2025 questions da hai taragadi you are getting 3 questions mamang da hai tar you are getting 3 questions means we cannot this is also one areas where we should not ignore tawroidaba jaga ma hayo hai taragadi art and culture sisu part amani sa preparation model kamain tawgani preparation model kamain tawni don't get confused tawnanaba leite see aina ngasai hai khiba to maina amuka kedore 80% of the questions are asked from some few selected topics sini ko akoina brain da legido se that 80% of the questions are asked from few selective topics amana again further karino na hai taragadi the questions asked are from the basic books good chunk of questions are usually asked from the static books yarani ko ado itaradi koina art and culture se static book amadagi fachana concise comprehensive personal notes ama prepared tawba ngamba taraba with some kari hai tare highlighted topics kharada thorough preparation tawba all the topics are not important because aina sa hai kre as much as akoina pariba makhai kidorani this area is one area which will run away from the candidates we cannot hit to the right answer as much so much so akoina paba taraga su kedoba right answer the hit tawba ngamdaba jaga ma hayo hai taragadi art and culture yariko sisu jaga amaneba ado itardi kedoni here also we should use the option of middle part madhyamika gi middle part ki option lo batare which are the areas where we need to get it prepared and which are the areas where we can get it away from preparation dagi focus tawdana away ohen gidoba topic na kanano aduga akoina exam ki preparation gi mot purakadoba basic topics na kanano these are few basic topics where UPSC always asks questions in the previous year the UPSC na atong question hangba jaga ma hayo hairagadi this is also one area where UPSC always asks questions in the previous year sungsoi the question hangba hai taragadi Buddhism and Jainism is also one area where short few numbers of questions are coming it's an area 100 ki 26 ki question hangi 25 so hangi 24 so hangi 26 so hangi but when I see the trend I feel shocked When I felt the train, I felt shock way, because the questions are, the themes are repeating. The themes are repeating. Okay. Now, when you start preparation in Buddhism and Jainism, when you start preparing like this, philosophy is one area where you have to be having the command on this. Philosophy, understand tautaraba. Then if you have to understand the Buddhist councils gyan tautaraba, Zen councils gyan tataraba, makoy ki philosophy da I novel truth gyan tataraba, Triratnas gyan tataraba, okay, 5 perception of Jainism gyan tataraba, about Tirthankars gyan tataraba, about Buddhist sadhaba gyan tataraba, afterlife tongan ba Lord Buddha ki future Buddha hai tare siki matang da Buddhist satpada gyan tataraba. Then some of the mudras magi sign and symbol gyan tataraba. This symbol is asked in 2026 and 2025 to so hangi, and the mudras and symbol is the theme which UPSC always got repeated. Hanjan hangba thimama hayo hai taragadi sinonebako pachana gyan tana prepare to taragadi RN cultures can be very helpful and very scoring way yani. Hai isi karikino hai kanda. There are a few topics you have to prepare thoroughly and wisely. If you prepared thoroughly and wisely to some of the topics, some of the themes of UPSC, still you can perform best in the first stages of this examination, right? The architecture is one area which is very much important for prelims and mains. Prelims stages and mains stages atong toy na hangba question ama hayo hai taragadi every 2 alternate years mains questions are coming from architectures. And this philosophy, I say, like philosophy of Islam, philosophy of Sikhism, philosophy of Hinduism, okay, philosophy of Buddhism, philosophy of Jainism. There is not lot things to do, but there are few things to do, but you have to do it very thoroughly, very wisely, okay, with creativity. Then I should say important places are asked. This year also 2026, they asked the Amravati, stupas, Amravati areas. Different questions are asked on based on places. And places is one area where we can prepare through maps. Places is one area we can prepare through maps. In the maps, what you can do, you can make the caps of Buddhism, you can make the stupas of Buddhism, you can make the caps of Jainism, you can make the caps of Hinduism based on the maps. Then you can paste it in your table or in the world. You'll not get confused in the examination. Exam the confused chances sunglay laite. Exam the underperform to misrated to see subjects misrated to risikari underrated or risikari high taragadi. We are not preparing right. We are not getting through the previous year questions, and we are not getting through the common themes of the syllabus. Common themes of the syllabus the sang the bagini not previous year question the understand to the bagini. But if you prepare right, it can be a scoring subject. Score to bayani. Then I have already told you again, this literature part is very important. Okay, literature of Gupta, Maruina literature of Vedic. Handaki 2026 the kari question hange hai taragadi Vedic the Rig Vedagi mistress of the field hange. Kadai de yaw bono hai na hange Rig Veda de yaw hai na, because this literature part is one area where you questions are asked very oftenly by UPSC. Terms. Vedic terms makai daka laigini if you prepare right, like Aganya, like Gevyu, like Duhitri, like Gokna, like Yurihi, like Yaba. These terms, Vedic terms are very important. Vedas are very important. Then Brahmanas are important. Then Aryankas are important. Then Upanishads are very important. Okay, then Vedanta is very important, the Purana is very important, then finally Mahabharata and Ramayana. These are the stages of literature. These are the stages of first human history. Human history ki ahanba horapa stages ne. You have to have solid knowledge on this part. Otherwise, I can just guarantee you that you can just score good in the prelims and main stages of examination. So, see, Vedic area is again one topic which is very important in the mains stages of examinations. Every 2-3 alternate years, questions are repeating on the same theme. Okay, then painting is also one area where it demands good numbers of questions in the prelims. Dance and music also repeating themes in the prelims. This is how you can work well, okay, to specific topics. The sources are like this. Sources are like this. There are sources is mainly from the basic books. Another reference materials that you find it from the newspapers, you find it randomly on the websites. Aduna niko, we cannot get it right to the questions karigino hai kanda. Sigi art and culture part se purely static oidev. You will see it's not purely static oidev. Other it requires the understanding from current newspaper. It required the understanding from different ministerial websites, okay, art and culture websites. Other changes mayamdu parikada correlate tawgadobanina. You have to get it focused on the magazines, on the website, on the newspaper. Maramaduna niko soma show akoina pataraga show we cannot hit it right and high but still we can use the madhyamika, that is middle part, and we can perform well in the examinations. Okay, this is also one area. Okay, we can sort it out. Mathanda akoina tawe abasi karino na hai taragadi medieval India dadi maruoiba topics makai kanano that their questions are mainly based on the terms makai da base taraga hangi ko terms makai da base taraga hangi aduga atopa amana kaino administrative terms hai tare yare ko sida hangi atopa question hangba hairagadi religious terms hangi atopa question hangba hairagadi coinage ki terms hangi atopasi jaga se hangba hai taragadi kadai da hangi, that is Vijayanagar Empire, Bahmani and Vijayanagar kingdoms. That is also one areas where questions are very often asked. Siki jaga se da sarda suggest tau hai taragadi ayunda suggest tau hai taragadi I'll suggest you a right way of preparation. Right way of preparation I'm suggest tau hai taragadi how what we can do here. Sidai da koina tawe aba preparation si karino hai taragadi Muslim na lakpa horakpa advent of the Muslim in India somewhere 712 jagas the Muslim na lakpa horakpa Gupta na loisalakpa 550 AD Gupta na downfall horakpa Muslim na India da changba horakpa sigi jaga sibo koina kari kore early regional kingdoms kawe. Sigi early regional kingdoms se akoina fajana thoroughly prepared tobam sangani. Thoroughly prepared tobam sangani. Thereby meaning let us train the last 2-3 years ki trains the high taragadi. Sir, question kamaina hange. Gupta na loiraba matungda there comes like Maitrakas lae, Maukharis lae, or Pusyabiti dynasty lae, Vardaman dynasty lae. Okay, 2023 the UPSC na hangi high jaga se kadai the rule tobano or later Magadhan Empire. 3-4 options are given and you have to match the reasons. I say places too. Places is one area always asked. Sida match the following toba, and it's pretty very basic questions neighbor. But when we don't understand the approach of preparations, the areas where we need to get it prepared, adu itaradi so much so pataraga sukidorani, we cannot get it right to the questions in the CS examinations. Questions anabangam dev. Sigi matungda kanalakani, that is your Gurjaras and Pratiharas. Then that is Palas. Palas is one areas where mains question are asked. Then there will be a region called Rashtrakutas. These are also the areas question are asked. Sigi matungda kanalakani, they will be coming with the Rajputs lakani. Then Rajputs are going to fight with this newly arrival Muslim. Sigi trains the I understand fazana tobita araba. Early medieval kingdoms or later Gupta gi kingdoms makai se prepared thoroughly prepared to bom sange ko. See prepared to taragadi I hope hanging the question hangshano still you can perform at your best level. I give best level da perform to budi yani. Mayam pulap luba taragadi nang iso tum lura to bane, that was not an issue. But you should prepare it well, knowingly. Topic, zaga, importance, khangna, themes khangna, zaga khangna prepare to taragadi, you'll feel very happy in the examinations. Okay? Sisu, zaga mani. Next, medieval ki problems, ako yarani ko. When it comes to modern Indian history, hai taragadi. Modern Indian history hai taragadi. My only suggestion is that give all your energy, give all your efforts in this section of preparation. See ki modern ki section se sidai the kedarani, whatever energy you have, whatever effort you can give, sidai the pibiro. Okay? The train of the question is you'll be getting at least 6 to 7 questions phangani. At least you will be getting 6 to 7 questions out of total 16 questions in the history. Average ki history ki question padkha ki hai taragadi sir 16-17 question would be the average questions for history. Sidagi 16-17 questions they the sir 6 to 7 question average. It may reach to 10, it may come down to 7, 8, but on an average you'll be getting 7 to 6 questions. Okay, it's a pretty good numbers of question. When you perform this 7 question, modern Indian history, the numbers of questions that asked in the modern Indian history is absolutely unshareable. Okay, Kumbaya question gatang hangakani modern dedicator, we can command the topic. Okay, we can control the topic, we can take aigi control makhada thambayagani. Any question hangakpa matamda kidoyani aina 100% attitude hai tare chumbagi right attitude ta khumbayagani. Adoi taradi one area where no mistake should be done. Mistake sumtau tauroidaba history ki section ama hayo hai taragadi. Sir, I should suggest that is your modern history neighbor. Mistake sumtau tauroidaba Zagama sir, haibiyo hai taragadi modern Indian history neighbor. By mistake also you have kadoba soidana phoba mistake to be right. That must prepared mature hengani. That must nangi laijabe efforts and energy invest hogani while preparing your modern Indian history. After modern Indian history, what will be your next preference? You can give it to ancient plus art and culture. Then you can come down to medieval. You can just give least effort in medieval Indian history. The top efforts should be on the modern Indian history. After that, you have to give your best in ancient art and culture. Now, what are the what are the various few topics that required? Akoina syllabus na taragadi history of India have any freedom struggle have history of India lo chale history of common prelims ki syllabus hai taragadi history of India have any history of India lo chale ko art and culture chale medieval chale ancient chale modern chale lo ine chale. But mains stages of modern the kitang identify tawi places personality adagi freedom struggle so mai taraga kitang theme ghara pi ko. But in the prelims exam simple short that is kari hai tare history of India. History of India is the modern da akoina sa specifically modern the kari prepare to ba yagadage hai taragadi very simple, that is Europeans the parkhada toin hangbasi kanano Portuguese ne. Portuguese ki matung da Dutch ki matung da English ki matung da Danes ki matung da France. Now akoi ki parkha ki mode of preparation the on toge hai taragadi sa si ki outsiders makai sin India da lakpa matam da makhoi ke struggle togadoba regional rulers makai se kanano. If you get through this theme, sige models they the equina activate to bitaraba by using different sources or by using limited sources. Sources to ninang nangi apambani, but if we can activate our notes or can activate our reading process, sige models there. Who are the regional rulers? Well, these outsiders are coming. Struggle periods they the kanano haibase sige understanding application. Holistic approach to pabitarba. You are done with this topic. Sir, prakhagi question hang bahai that yes, very often this area one question is asked in the examinations. Exam the question ama this show the receives agas the laiko. Then siki matunda akoina prepare to we abasika no British administrative policies, British annexation policies, British ki acts, charter acts, regulating acts, councils act, okay, reforms. These are again the most important topic in the modern Indian history, which UPSC never get away without asking a questions. Question ama baba hangdara satkidaba topic ama hayo hai taragadi modern Indian history ki. This is also one topic where UPSC will never get away without asking a question. Are you clear with this? Sure. After this, the most important topic, modern Indian history ki maruoiba topic, soitana hangba question hai taragadi, that is reformist movement or revivist movement, like Raja Ram Mohan Roy, like Jyotiba Phule, like Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, okay, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, okay, all these personalities is very much important in the stages of prelims and mains. Sungsoi hangba question hayo hairagadi in the stages of prelims and mains. This is also one topic. Siki matungda lakado si kanano 1857 revolt. Siki matungda lakado si kanano INC pre-INC organization. This is also one area where question are asked. Sidaiti kanalani 1905. Sidaiti kanalani 1915, 1920, 1922. Sumain talaga civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement, quick India movement, that is journey to partition. Si bhobagi topic makhaise handle talaga isana command toba isana analytical oiba understand toba factual knowledge natte ko. You history is one kari haitare meet amakak lay common people, common aspirant, common students right from childhood tagi kari no na haitare this sir. History is very boring, sir. History is boring, sir. I was very not okay while getting it through the events and chronology of the dates. Sir, remember, Tobo, it's very hard for me. Sinehais. Chalo, when we come to the level of CS preparation, okay, it is not all about dates and figures. Please be clear with this. In the journey of history for CS preparation, there, my dear beloved aspirants, my dear friends, believe me, it is not all about dates, okay, socks, battles, kiwari nativa. It is about how you felt about our Indian history, how it evolved, how it stone is the ngasi phobose matau kharam na evolved tarokeba. Okay. Right from the barbaric stages of human being, how come to the developed stages of the human being? Yaraniko, sidaida thengagriba process mayam slowly as stages of development, society, polity, economy, urbanization, trade and commerce, kutimak mayam se khangnanaba linkages toba understand toba do adubu kaidore UPSC ki history ki question neba. It's not all about dates. It's not all about battles. It is not all about getting through the facts and figures. It's all about how you understand your society, how you understand your polity, how you understand the governance, how you understand the evolution of Indian society, how you understand the evolution of Indian languages, how you understand the evolution of Indian people. Kamaina sigi stage restore krinova stone age tagi. Aduki chronology, aduki events, aduki journey do adubuneba in the form of art and culture, in the form of ancient, in the form of medieval, and in the form of modern the hangdoisi. It's not all about dates and battles. There are arcs in UPSC examinations, my dear friend. See, clear review. You should hit it to your mind. Be clear with this. It's not all about dates. It's not all about battles. It is all about how India evolves, how our society evolves, how our polity evolves, how our urbanization, how we get to this urbanized way of life say. Kamain tora lakige haibagi journey do understand to budubuneba CS ki history preparation haisi. My dear friends, yantai ko. Sigi approach the koina hona taraba with some kari hai tare themes where UPSC will always ask questions. We can get it the base in the CS and mains examinations. We can score the best. We can hit it to the right answer in the first stages, that is prelim stages. So easily we can get through the prelim stages of examination. Okay, this is one area. Sir, modern ki means the question kaya hangdo no hai taragadi. Sir, 1, 2, 3 hange. But if I take an average log tari sir 2-3 questions is your short questions for modern Indian history in the mains stages of examinations. Mains stages of examination, the sir, if we follow the last 15 years trend, as per my analysis, always 2 to 3 questions are asked. 100 ki sahi 3 questions hange. Okay. Prelims so at least you'll be getting the average question of 7. In the mains you'll be getting the average question of 2 to 3. Not less than 2. See hangani. Otherwise, this is one area where you have to invest all your efforts in the journey of CS preparations, my dear friend. Yandaiko. Sidi yanariko. And you have to be very specific with the themes of the previous year questions, my dear friend. Believe me, you have to be very specific in the preparation with the themes of the previous year questions. The themes are repeated, the mains questions are repeated, the prelims questions are repeated questions are asked, the themes are repeated. The questions may be different, but themes are repeated. I can show you in the slide how questions are repeated, how questions are made in this journey. Are you getting to this? See the number of questions, mains ki distribution yang taragadi. These are the questions. Every year's art and culture, there will be 2 questions. Modern Indian history, there will be 2 through 3 questions. Okay, freedom struggle, see tongan pi ni ko. Post independence, freedom struggle tongan pi ni. You'll be getting 3 questions. World history is very less. Every alternate 3 years, you may be getting 1 question. Sahi ahong ki matung da world history the question amma phangbe. Okay, but if I say sir art and culture da chai khudingi question kya phangani 2 to 3 question phangani. Believe me guys. Medieval the question kya phangbe the question kya phangbe 1 question phangbe but alternately, not every year. But when it come to modern, sir, modern the question kya phangbe not less than 2 to 3 questions. On an average, you'll be getting 7 questions in the mains stages of examinations. Meaning, it comprises of 35% of the 7 out of 20 question kun hangba matamda question taret history dagi lakpam GS paper 1 da question kun hangba matamda question taret history dagi lakpa haiba means 35% of the total weightage of GS paper 1 gi yaraniko. And it's that much remarkable. It's very much significant questions are coming in the both stages of prelims and mains. If we ignore, we have the chances to get away from prelims and mains. My dear friends, believe me, if we ignore these subjects in the journey of preparations, okay, we are in the chance of getting away from prelims and mains. Prelims amasung mains tagi selection ki process tagi away oibagi chances legani. My dear friends, maramaduna kedorani, we need to prepare this subject very kari hai tare with conscious mind. We have to prepare this subject with a very focused mode. We have to prepare this subject thematic wise. We have to prepare this subject very wisely. We have to make the preparation combined togani hai taragadi, not based on total factual katanataba. We have to make it the analytical connection, the applications, the understanding of our society, historical evolution se sigi analytical connection, sigi applied form, sigi understand toba, sigi kari haitare correlation, holistic approach sama akoi gi brain da shut up tawna bo hona gane ba. Not all about deaths and battles we required how our society evolve, how our people come to this stage. Adugi journey to holistic approach ta koina khangna bo hona ba taragadi, my dear friends, it will be very easy for this paper history in the both stages of preparation, prelims and mains ta yam thina lairakani ba ko. Mathang da, see, I have already told you 7 questions asked. See, art and culture 1 to 3 questions, ancient 1 to 2 questions, medieval 1 question, modern 2 to 3 questions, post independence 1, like this. If I say modern will be 3 upper side, ancient will be 2, art and culture will be 3 upper side, medieval will be every alternate years, maybe 1 questions, alternately with the world history ka mabani change to toroga lakpayani. Next, takeaways. Cause effect understanding is tested. Last few trends analysis toba matamda akoina phangisi karino history ki papers da cause effect understanding is not tested. Okay, comparative and thematic analysis is ai ngasa haibado factuals nattaba, data nattaba, natragana battles nattaba. It is all about your analytical wankalanba. Okay, creativity wankalanba yarani ko. That is kari hai tare, it's very common in the present trend. History is interlinked with culture, weekly and current affairs. While we prepare sanangasa hai kare history prepare to matamda khoi kari togane hai ba, we have to get connected with current affairs, with the websites of the cultural ministries. Tongan ba ministry ki cultural website na historical website. For example, I say in the Valley civilization ki matang the khangi hai taragadi, just you can get in through www.harappa.com. Latest finding kari achievements like excavation da loina phangani. In that way, art and culture ki shoe kaidorani India ki ministry ki art and culture ki website laije aduri chang taradi the achievements kari present tori loin phangani. Modern history art and culture dominated thing. Pull up on naina taradi modern history art and culture is getting the dominant part in the kari hai tare prelims and mains examinations. This is the yearly breakdown ni jantare ko. This is the yearly breakdown. You can see modern history marks the high taragadi. This is the areas. This is the 2 to 3 questions. Here you'll have 2 to 3 questions. Here you'll have Sumaina 1 question, like this. 2 question, 2 or 1 questions. Sumaina taraga amuka karamba jagada akhoi ngasa hai gi buduni sarna kadai da prepare togani important places, sites, Gupta Empire, Mauryan, Ashoka period. These are the themes. If you are not in my class also, if you are not preparing with me together, sarga prepared punna tamina dagasu. If you are not going to prepare with me together, my only suggestion is that you can prepare yourself by following this thematic best previous 15 years question ki theme wise back through the already. The important topics are this Important places inside Gupta Empire. Here you say IVC, Indus Valley Civilization, Maurya and Ashok, like this. This is very important, and this is the percentage given. Here is the questions given. Ashoka edicts, this Harappan site, these are the questions given. Chamanare, when we talk about medieval, I have already told you, when we prepare the medieval part, terminologies is very important. Terminologies about the official terminologies, terminologies about the coinage terminologies about the agriculture, terminologies about religion, thematic wise. You have to understand terminology hai kana kari no religion ki terminology 2020 ga 5 ta kari hange ibadat khana hange ba ibadat khana hai ji kai no isn't Akbar gi matamda theologians mayam kor scholar mayam korga wa tana pham wa naina pham dubu kari kare ibadat khana kawe. That is called religious ki waiba terminologies ka waiba. You may be coming with jazia, what is kharas, what is jazia, sumail mayam lakpe. Okay, you have to understand agricultural terms mayam lakpe. Zagindari system hai ji kaino, mansabdari system hai ji kaino, mansab hai ji kaino, okay, zat hai ji kaino, sawar hai ji kaino, okay, all that. Okay, coinage Phanam hai si karino, rupee hai si kanana ho, but all that. Then official stuff, wazir hai si karino, okay, munsrif e musarab hai si karino, kaziul kazat hai si karino, all that. Official terminologies of the Mughals are very important. Again, I am already telling you that early medieval kingdoms is very important. Early medieval kingdoms is taking a very significant part in the latest 3, 4, 5 years trends. Last 3 years ki trends ta striking trend ama hayo hai taragadi akoina neglect tauba, misunderstood tauba theme ama hayo hai taragadi early medieval kingdoms neighbor. Early medieval kingdoms means post Gupta period, thereby meaning 550 AD gi matungda lakadoisi. Okay, see. Then one area where always question are asked is Vijayanagar Empire. Another question is Mughal. Another question is Delhi Sultanate. Another kingdom is regional kingdoms. Okay, this is very easy to prepare. Very easy to prepare. Ya amko na prepare to we aba topic ni. Okay. Next, Mathanda art and culture dasa. Yamna toy na hangba train kari no. Buddhism and Jainism is one area where questions are very often asked. Okay, sir, kari hangdeva. You have to study about the philosophy, you have to study about the councils, you have to study about the literature, you have to study about the Bodhisattva, you have to study about the stupas, okay, you have to study about the prominent rulers who support this Buddhism, you have to study about the caps, you have to study about the sculpture. Sculpture, I mean to say, my dear friends, I mean to say, sculpture haitari means the every 3-4 years, the alternate years, the mains the hangi. I say Gandhara School of Art, I say Mathura School of Art, I say Amravati School of Art, I say what is meant by Hellenistic arts. In that way, sigi themes, thematic base they the prepared to butaragadi and latest train ama hayo haitaradi, the titles are asked. Titles. Tathagatha is kanano. The titles of the rulers, the titles of the great personalities are asked in the latest trains. The titles hangi. Atopa ama nikarino, sir. Sidaida akoina toya base symbol. Yes, YM. Handaki 26 kari hangi. Empty chair of Buddha na kari represent taurino hangi ko. That is symbol. Mathanga akoina kay goni mudras. MUDRS. Mudra gi tongan ba makut na thamiba sign. Sign makaido si kai kore mudras kawe atopa topic amagadi karino sir future Buddha, that is Bodhisattva. These are topics. If we take off the previous 15 years questions, these are the themes that questions are asked in this art and culture or mains level of preparation to prelims level of preparation to the questions are asked from these themes. My dear friend, believe me, go the last 15 years prelims questions, check the questions. These are the themes. You need to get it prepared thoroughly. If you prepare thoroughly, what are the mudras, what is Buddhu Satpas, okay, what are the symbols, what are the philosophy, okay, what are some terms, Buddhism ki terms kara, khang taraba, are bhai, you are done with the preparation. 80% questions you can solve, the remaining 20 is your luck. You cannot do anything. So much so you study, you will not hit right. That is your luck. But prepare phajana tawdana. Prepare phajana tawdana. Holistic approach seasonadana. Padana prakha chalaga. Bad luck. I was not well with the prelims question. Hai taragadi. That is not the bad luck. That is the bad preparation. That is the bad approach of preparations. Believe me, I can make it out for you. Okay, even if you are not preparing with me, I can make it out for you in a very easy way. Then architectures, I have already told you. Then this performing visual arts and literature is also one area. I have already told you that Abhinav Sakuntalam, Raghu Bamsam, like that Sumaina Hayang Hankani, Yaraba. That is very important. Mudra Raksha Kanan Ibro Hangakpay. Okay? Amar Kos Kanan Hangpru Ibe, Rastangini Hazikari Marila Nabro Hangpay. Okay? Sarak Samhita Hazikanan Ibno Hangbay. Okay? Many books, which is important both for prelims and mains stages of preparation, my dear friend. Literature is one area where you have to get it focus. You have to prepare your mains answer. Prepare and you have to get it revised again and again for prelims examinations, my dear friend. Believe me. Then see, these are the repeated themes. Sir, I can show you in this slide and all the themes are repeated. See, Sanda Ketugar already asked in 2014. Again, these questions were repeated. Mathang Damukarai same Sigi Buddhism ki question ji kada idar amu hange mathang ki next year ki question da sidai da mo repeat tore mathang ki question da so si Buddhi Satpa kada idar repeat tore sida hangi question se next mathang ki chahi ki question amada sidai da muka repeat torani. Means question may be changed, question did change the way aneba, but themes are not changed in the exam. Theme di kedani always remain the same. Buddhi Sarva ki midi change tawkibe, but the concept of Buddhi Sarva is still recurring tawganeba prakhada ko. This is still recurring. Akoina syllabus breakdown ama haifet yengba taragadi aina ngasai so haikre art form, literature, architecture, ancient silere, modern Indian history ki mains ki prelims ki natte ko. This is for mains. Mains ta aina ngasai haikre sir. Prelims study came yaude. Prelims that syllabus is not mentioned. It is the Indian history haibaneba. Prelims study ko. Indian history mean to say that is your ancient, that is your medieval, that is your art and culture, and almost everything. Akoy miyo ibana horakpada ki na ngasi phobagi stage ta laikriba India ki history dubu akoy na kari kaure hai taraga di syllabus ta piriba Indian history du kawe haba. Adadagi akoy wise preparation tawbatare adudi sana ngasai discuss tawgre. But in the second stages, that is mains stages of preparation, dadi kidorane modern Indian history ki kari hai tare magi topic therapy ko events, personalities, issues 18th century to present along with freedom struggle. These are the keywords mentioned. Siki keywords makaise last 15 years ki mains ki question ani ahum da akoina trend analysis tawba taragadi personalities are repeated. Gandhiji 3 times sureba hangiba, Raja Ram Mohan Roy 2 times sureba hangiba, Subhash Chandra Bose 1 time sureba hangiba. Okay, so mai taraga this personality the hairezo hanjal leba, or I say freedom struggle the 1857 revolt kyarak sure 3 times kuma sureba hangiba. Okay, means the themes are always repeated. If you thoroughly follow the previous 15 years questions there, Pajan understood Tobutaragadi. If you thoroughly prepared the events Haitari Kanano, 1857 gi Battle of Plassey, that is 1764 gi Battle of Bowser. These are called events. And this question are asked already in the examination. Events you can say 1857 gi revolt. This is also event. These are the events. Personality edi aina sai to Subhash Chandra Bose, Gandhi ji, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, Sir Syed Amir Khan, Jyotiba Phule, Rabindranath Tagore also already asked. Yarani ko issue ID, non-cooperation movement, Bengal partition, civil disobedience movement, Quit India movement. Okay, Sumaina, and also the freedom struggle. We can get it right prepared. CD kedone sana sunga sa gre modern Indian history. In the stages of prelims and mains, it is one area where you can give all of your energy. Nangi laizaba pangan pulap season eraga work to way aba jaga ama akoina prakhada beneficial oigadawa jaga ama khantu hai taragadi both in the stages pre and mains ta that is your modern Indian history neighbor. My dear friend, believe me, you can make it right preparation the way ani and you can hit it right in the examination in both the stages. Siki matungda modern Indian history laijare, ancient laijare, art and culture, world history laijare, post these are the syllabus. Sidina koina khangam laijare. That is art and culture ki toina hangba theme base ahum khak lai. Art hairedi dance, sculpture, sibuni, bot silere. Architecture hairedi chola, IBC, rocket, broad, philosophy silere. Literature hairedi Bhakti, Gupta, Sangam ay ngasa haigre. Ngasai ki literature amatanga koina prepare to way ani. Mamang the san hai ki literature do Vedic literature lai jare, Gupta ki literature lai jare, Chola ki literature lai, other lemo amakak lai, that is Sangam literature. Sangam literature hai si kaino sa South India ki literature do bo koina kari kore Sangam literature kawi. It's all about Cholas, Cheras and Pandyas. Cholas, Cheras, Pandyas ki Makoy ahum ki wari do bo koina kari kore Sangam society kawe. Makoy ahum si ki literature se broadly 18 major works the repaired away, 18 minor works the repaired away, sina Melkana ku kawe, sina Kelkana ku kawe. Siki makhas de ke dore magi epics akoi ki North India da leiba do maina magi su epics khare lei. Okay, kari kari epics no hai taradi Siboga Chintamani hai gumba. Okay, Silapati Karam Haibagumba. Okay, these are some prominent epics. Adedi Kaitorani Tamil Lansky literature, grammar, lyric lay. Okay, Tirubalubarana Iba, Tirukunaral, Hairibal Lyricsikino, Sanskrit grammar book of the Sauni. Because this is one area where questions are asked in the mains for every 2 alternate years. Sahi Anigi alternate to hangba question ama hayo itaradi this Sangam area South India ke literature so amani and both significantly important in the first stages of preparation, that is prelims exam the so important OAA haiba ko. Next mathang dedi ke dore ai ngase modern Indian history ki events laire, personalities laire, issue laire, stages laire, contribution laire, nothing else. Yes, finally what would be your takeaways? Sir, now finally before summing up the videos, what I can suggest you, either you can prepare with me together, coming to creative IAS laga prepare to minabasuyawani, or either you can prepare yourself. No matter what, preparation should be at your best mode. Preparation di kay daw agani at your best mode oigani, but my only takeaways I can give to you is that Karino hai taradi sa NB number 1, modern, okay, art and culture plays a significant role in both the prelims and mains stages of examination. Sir, art and culture ki question kaya darkar legani 6 question, mains the question kaya 2 to 3 questions. Sir, okay, then if we come to modern Indian history, the sir, mains level of preparation the 2 questions, here 7 questions. 7 questions will be from the prelims level of things. Then in the mains there will be 3 questions in the mains. Art and culture to Susamane, in the prelims level there will be 6 to 7 questions, and in the mains stages there will be 2 questions, 2 to 3 questions, and it play a part in this subject. Sigi subject sigi prakhagi most significant part akoina emphasis pigadawa all of our energy akoigi leizaba energy khudingmak effort invest the way of zagama hai taradi I should suggest modern Indian history and art and culture. After that, what you can do is you can prepare kari hai tar ancient Indian history. But remember number 2, NB number 2 sir na pidoeba NB number 2 si kari no na hai taragadi there should be holistic approach of preparation tawgani. Holistic approach of preparation. Sir, holistic approaches of preparation haibadi karino. Sir, ancient history khatang tongana prepare tawbada akoina beneficial oigande. Ancient history should be prepared together with ancient plus medieval hierarchy ko. Ancient plus medieval should be prepared together with art and culture. Meaning Indus Valley civilization ki ancient tamba matamda Indus Valley civilization ki sculpture mother goddess tambira aba. Okay, possibilities that is Porto Siva gi sil tambira aba tongan no phangiba terracottas tongan ba phangiba kari hai tare seals mayam sculptures mayam dancing girls mayam adigi tongan ba artifacts mayam do akoina tamba taragadi adubu kari kore art and culture with ancient ga holistic approach taminaba kawe. Now if we study Gupta ki Ningthau Siri Gupta Gatot Kacha Chandragupta I Samudragupta Chandragupta II Skanda Gupta Kumara Gupta Skanda Gupta Puru Gupta loire sidaida sigi king makai se siga plus king makai se na tauramba contribution. When we connect the literature part of literature na karmaina develop tarami temple na kamaina tarami sumai taraga art and culture ki part se akoina Gupta da pusalaga holistic combined prepared to bataraba it is more beneficial, it is more shortened sangroeba preparation ki model do shorten torani lengthy oiraroi connectivity hengalani holistic oibe hengalani understand wangalani apply to baherani. I ngasa hai grave in the beginning what UPSC wanted from us is more analytical, more applicable, more understandable ohenba. Okay, more smarter way of preparation to buduneba sigi model si tawge hai taragadi UPSC na pamiba model du tawge hai tari you have to connect the things correctly with ancient medieval along with art and culture plus amaga kai tawgani sometimes daily basis ta tawbe hai natragana weekly basis ta tawbe hai natragana monthly basis ta tawbe hai. You have to connect the current affairs. You have to connect the current affairs to your notes. Temple tamtara su current affairs ta tambi temple to puraga nangi notes ta. Harappa civilization tamtara su if you find something which is from the website or which is in the newspaper about Harappa, you have to get it to your notes. Okay? So mind anything when you get it anything about music, about dance, about drama, about anything about writers, you have to bring it to your literature things. Music ki mapada pura isantare, painting ki mapada pura isantare. That is called the holistic approach of preparations. The easiest and most safest way of preparing the CS history exam, history ki CS ki preparation se hayo hai taragadi. The only thing I can suggest you is that holistic preparations. Okay, both connecting ancient medieval with art and culture along with newspaper, that is the informations from the current affairs, from the websites or any from ministerial documents to your notes. Your preparation would be that much holistic, and I hope you'll get pretty number of questions, okay, very easily in the next coming 2026-27 prelims and mains examinations. I hope you are getting well, right? Once again, thank you very much. Bye bye.